consent for any type of physical touch. Posted on r/marriageadvice. 36M and wife is 36F been together since 19 years old and married for 15 years. I recently posted in the AIO community about wife not wanting to be intimate, not just sex, but like hugs, kisses, holding hands, etc. I had a talk with her about it because we were in the kitchen getting dinner ready together, and I just felt like giving her a hug and a kiss, which I did. She later told me that night that I need to ask her for a hug and a kiss, and that it's the same for sex. I need to ask her consent. Our marriage hasn't been the best, and we are going to therapy. However, when she gets overwhelmed and overstimulated, it causes her to retreat and not talk or want to be touched or be around people. This causes many fights with us, and I'm trying to pick up the slack, but with 3 kids and multiple sports and cooking and cleaning the house, I'm getting very frustrated and exhausted. What to do? My love language is intimacy, not just sex. And it sucks that I can't even hug my wife or get any kind of affection. I know it sounds like I'm a whiny baby, but it just sucks. Intimacy between us has decreased in last 2 years significantly. Anyone gone through this whole asking consent to hug or show affection to wife/spouse/partner? Relevant comments. Commenter 1. This sounds utterly strange to me, and I feel like we are missing a very critical piece of this story. What exactly is going on with your wife? If you had a good sex life, normal affection and such for 12+ years, then why is this all happening now? What triggered this? Is she going through a mental health crisis, or does she have diagnosed mental health issues that are currently not under control? Does she have some past trauma with sexual abuse or assault? Why is your wife so overwhelmed? What is the counselor saying about this? She has recently lost tons of weight. She loves herself in clothes, but not when she is unclothed, loose skin. I have told her she still looks great and that doesn't matter to me, and she will always be my beautiful wife. Also, she got into a new job 2 years ago which offered WFH days, and then after 8 months they took those away, and now she has to commute 5 days a week. This is where I'm doing cooking, cleaning, kids activities, so she is not overwhelmed when coming from work, but it's not working. She just hates the commute. She loves her job, but the commute is about 2 hours round trip and more if accidents or construction happening now. She has been vocal that she resents me because I get to remote and not deal with commute and get to be here at home and do all the things. On the other hand, prior to this job I worked in a job that had me travel for weeks, and she only worked part-time, and I left that job for a remote job because she resented me for being gone all the time. This all came out in therapy. I am bad at scheduling and keeping a schedule, and she is the main one that does that, which she says it's a huge mental load on her and overwhelms her that she has to deal with that and keep everyone's schedule on track, and she gets overstimulated because when she is home she wants to decompress, but the kids, 2 elementary age and 1 toddler, hug her, squeeze her, are loud, happy, loud, and she gets overstimulating with that. She does suffer from anxiety, which she has meds for, and her doctor has told her to up the meds, but she doesn't want to because she doesn't want to feel like a zombie. What else you want to hear? I know I'm not the best husband, but I'm doing what I can. I didn't grow up with a dad, and all relationships I saw growing up were not that great, so I'm doing best I can with what I know and learning in therapy. She tells me she just wants to work but also be a mom. Commenter 2. Man, I wish I could talk to you in person. I am sorry for what you were going through. I have a good friend who went through something similar. The short version. He is divorced now. Happily divorced and dating a woman who isn't that way. So it is time for a come to Jesus meeting with your wife. Be prepared that you may have to walk if she doesn't want to work on the marriage, and you also have to be ready to work in it also. I had one friend who gained a ridiculous amount of weight, and the reality is he needed to drop that weight to be attractive to his wife again. I'm not saying this is your case, but just be prepared to hear why she doesn't find you attractive and be open to working on it. What are your thoughts, viewer? Please follow if you enjoyed. I never generate fake stories using AI, never have unnecessary multiple parts.